back, everybody. So this morning the channel was tagged in its first YouTube video. We've only been doing this 4 or 5 months now, and we got our first challenge. So Alex from Dragonfly Projects in Homestead, he's got a cool channel based up in Canada, does a lot of the same kind of outdoorsy stuff that we do, but he challenged me to share the 5 add-ons we've done to our Kubota L2501 to make it more useful for us. So stay tuned and I'll walk you through those 5. So when we first got asked to do this challenge, I had to think for a moment if I had done 5 things to this tractor to make it more useful to us. We bought the L2501 because it fit all our needs, and we didn't think we'd need to do a whole lot to it. But quickly jotting down a list, we got the 5 no problem. So I'll save some more exciting ones to the end, and we'll get started here with what you see in the background, these lights. So one of the main uses for our tractor is plowing snow. You can see part of my driveway behind me. It's gravel. In the winter I work all year round, but in the winter when I leave for work and when I come home it's dark out, and we need to keep this clear for emergency purposes and if the family needs to come and go. So I'm always plowing before work in the dark or after work in the dark, and the stock lights on this tractor are blocked by the brush guard and they're blocked by the bucket, and they're just not useful to safely plow a driveway. So I'll walk you through the lights that we purchased here. So if you look on Google for lights for a compact tractor, these lights are one of the first things that come up. These are a couple LED pods from ropslights.com. I'll leave a link in the description. But this is the module it came with. Super easy plug and play setup. And this just sticks anywhere. I stuck it here behind the seatbelt, just out of the way. It has remained relatively weather tight. It hasn't, this stays in the garage, but no problems yet. And I went with the 2 pod setup. They sell a 3 and maybe 4, but yeah, these are relatively safe coming through the woods. And this one, I leave it loose so I can just spin it back and down and up wherever I want, wherever I need light. So that works out really good. I can flip the switch. You probably won't see much in the daylight, but oh, I gotta turn the tractor on. So when the key is on, you can turn these on, and it works slick. So I know most people never want to run their tractor at night, but for us, snowplow and a couple outdoor activities, maybe hunting, that's the only reason we need the lights, and when we need them, they're invaluable. While we're right here, we'll move on to add-on 2. This is the saw haul. This is just a piece of plastic. It's a scabbard that will mount to your loader arm right here where I have it. Or if you don't have a loader or don't want to, you can mount it on the ROPS or any vertical or horizontal member you can find. But this is the most common place for it. It's got a hole for your scrunch. If you use your tractor for the things that we do and a lot of people do, you're going to want a chainsaw most, if not all of the time. So one of our saws usually lives there. One extra benefit of the saw haul, you got this U-bolt, and it's just a good spot for your Kubota carabiner to hang a water bottle or whatever you want. You run out of room for liquids pretty quickly on this tractor. That stock cup holder will only fit a normal size cup. Gotta stay hydrated. All right, item number 3, wheel spacers. We live in some pretty hilly country here, and the pucker factor gets pretty high when we're mowing some of these steep slopes. So right off the bat, I knew I needed something to help stabilize things, and these tractors are pretty narrow. The L2501 from the factory, I believe it's 60 inches from out to out on the tire. So I went with 2-inch aluminum wheel spacers. I'll post a link to the product I went with. They aren't cheap, but they're machined aluminum, and they're worth it. They widen the stance of the tractor 2 inches on each side, and you feel a lot more secure when you're traversing slopes. Highly recommend. But in the same group, item number 3, I'm lumping in fill the tires. It's not really an add-on. Most dealers will kind of insist on upcharging you for it, but our tires are both filled with liquid ballast that adds several hundred pounds, I believe, of ballast weight to the tractor, because these are light tractors. It adds to the safety and will allow you to do more work ultimately. So item number 3, wheel spacers and tire ballast. All right, so I'm trying to keep this 5 as to 5 true add-on items, not implements or the other fun stuff we use the tractor with. I'm thinking the stuff we bolt on the tractor, put on the tractor, and adds a lot of value to it. So number 4, we're saying tire chains. I have them. They're very heavy. I'm not gonna put them on for this video because it's quite a chore, but it makes a night and day difference with that L2501. Like I said, very light tractor. If you're trying to push snow, move wood on ice, slush, mud, it turns that tractor into a little beast. It's not going to stop with these chains on. You might have to engage the diff lock every now and again, but even when this pasture has about a foot of snow on it, you might get stuck without the chains trying to come up these hills if you're hauling any kind of load. So the chains, definitely the most expensive thing I've mentioned so far. They're not cheap, but they shouldn't go bad on you. And they're chains, so they hold their value if you ever need to sell them or get different size tires. Highly recommend tire chains. Alright, last but not least, we're going with a tooth bar for the bucket. This is the single most useful add-on to the tractor. So obviously I'm assuming you have a loader and you have a bucket. But if you do have those two things, the bucket's probably on your tractor quite a bit. When we first got the tractor, I started to do some real simple earthwork projects just with this factory edge, and I was struggling. You're struggling to cut into the ground. Like we said, this is a light tractor and not a ton of power at 25 horsepower, so any benefit we can have to engage the ground, we're going to take. And this tooth bar is a cheap way to do that. It's a night and day difference trying to scrape up brush, cut into ground, move rocks. I think you can damage this factory edge on the bucket very easily trying to move the type of rocks we have around here. You can see behind me we're cutting in a trail. We get a fun project coming up. I'm trying to get this wide enough so that I can get a truck back there, if that's any hint. But yeah, we're surrounded by rocks. The tooth bar makes a huge difference. And on top of that, it adds a little bit of volume. This comes out 2, 3, 4 inches, and that allows you to scoop more material out front instead of relying on getting it back here. So there's number 5. Alright, so like I said, I was challenged by Alex with Dragonfly Projects in Homestead to make this video, and it was a lot of fun. And it was super quick. I did it in half an hour after work. He challenged myself, Academy Farm here, and sawing with Sandy in his same video. So it's an honor to be mentioned with Sandy. I've been watching Sandy's channel for years. He does all the fun stuff that we like to do. Just a hard-working guy, likes to drink coffee and cut wood, kind of like myself. And Alex, I'm new to his channel, but he seems like the same type of guy. He's obviously hardworking, grows his own Christmas trees, and he's got all the fun stuff, and he's got a Canadian accent to boot. So that's fun. So check out his channel. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon at the next one. Take care. I almost signed out without the most important part of this video, and that's this is supposed to be a collaborative effort. We wanted to see what different things work for different tractors and different people and different use cases. So like I said, I'm new to this whole YouTube thing. I don't have any YouTube friends yet. I've only been doing it for 4 to 5 months, but I'll still call out a couple channels that I like to follow here in my region. We'll start with TC's Outdoors. Tony, he's over in New York. He's really into the firewood right now, and he's got a Coyote tractor. So Tony, if you care to make a video about your add-ons, please do so. And a bigger channel you might be familiar with is the Mindful Homestead. That's Jack. He's in New Hampshire here with me, down south a ways, but he just got a big TYM tractor from just down the road, and I think it'd be exciting to see what kind of add-ons he puts on a big tractor like that. So guys, if you're watching, please slap together a video for us. We appreciate it, and take care.